Good morning, everyone. And today on Talking Thursdays, I had the pleasure of speaking to Mary-Anne, who is a member of our relief team. This was probably my favourite chat so far. Mary-Anne, every time I speak to her, just makes me laugh. I worked with her when we were in Portugal recently, and we talk about that. We also speak about how her job has evolved over the 8 years she's been with Thomas Franks, what she likes to cook at home, and also we recall her favourite memory of Thomas Franks so far. This is definitely one that you want to watch.
Okay.
Hi, Mary-Anne. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you, Anna?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. So you have been with Thomas Franks for 8 years, around about 8 years now.
Yes.
Where you are now, since when you started, has your role changed?
When I started with Thomas Franks, I started as a chef manager role,
Mm.
and just saying that it's about around about 7 years. For the first 7 years, I've been so fortunate to have been given or granted the opportunity to run really nice locations. You know, BNI, mainly BNI locations. Um, the very first one being Marussia Formula One team. So that was really nice in Banbury. I really enjoyed that. In fact, probably I would have stayed with them longer, but we kind of like, I think the whole company anyway, just like folded anyway. But that was a good opportunity. This is a Formula One team. It's international, and I'm like, oh wow. And after that, I was like placed in many different other businesses, and after 7 years, I thought being in BNI, having been in BNI for a long time, I thought it's time for a change. Thomas Franks, being Thomas Franks, encouraging change and like development. Yeah, so I was offered to go into the field, going on the road to do project, um, be on the project team. So that enabled me to actually learn more the other side of the business, which is the education side, which
Mhm.
I've never ever actually have done in my life. So I thought that's actually a big opportunity for me to actually learn more about school catering. And it wasn't hard. Sorry, it wasn't difficult. It wasn't easy, rather. It was hard because it's like bulk cooking, but then you still have to do the standard, and we have very high standards. So, that learning from all these chef managers, we have an amazing team of chef managers within schools. They're all like really brilliant where I've been. Um, so they have actually trained me. I go in there, support them, and train me as well how to actually produce these like wonderful food in a bigger numbers.
Mhm.
So this is quite nice like that. So for the past year and a half, I've been doing that, supporting in schools, and I've learned so much doing that.
So which one do you prefer? Do you prefer BNI or do you prefer schools?
You know what? Now I think schools are much more like it's more of a challenge because you're limited to the ingredients you can use, because we can't have like can't have nuts, can't have sesame. So to produce something fabulous, which is what Thomas Franks is, we have to produce fabulous well all the time. There's
Yeah.
just no way we can't, you know. You know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
have to produce always fantastic food. And then so in that respect, I think I actually do prefer the schools because producing for the lovely little ones, and for them to actually like your food, I think it's amazing. I,
Yeah.
I really, really do love the school side of things. And, that's something that I enjoy doing. Yeah, so I prefer the school catering.
Well, you
Yeah.
were actually over the past 3 weeks, you've been out in Portugal, helping mobilise our inaugural Thomas Franks Portugal School, St Julian's.
Yes, yeah.
What was your role during it? What did you have to do on like a daily basis?
Yeah. So for the first 2 weeks, St. Julian's, because it opened up, then this was the first opening. Um and they had a big feed. So it was like the whole school was being fed. So they needed support in that. Although there was a team in place already, they still needed support because of the numbers. So I was supporting them predominantly in the kitchen, so cooking from hot foods to breakfasts, because everything there is separate, isn't it? Breakfast for the teachers,
Yeah.
and you've got the little ones, the nursery kids in a different place as well. So you really needed support to be able to turn out all the food that's required for the days. So that was for the first 2 weeks. But the third week, because it was it turned reverted back to the real numbers of this what the school required. I was able to help with the TASIS because TASIS we started, which is the new location for Thomas Francis Hospital. So I started supporting them as well. So it was a good balance. So half a day I helped St. Julian's, and then half the day, the rest of the day, I helped TASIS um, produce whatever was required for them to carry on with the day to feed the children. Yeah, it's good fun. All good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite dish is to cook, and can you bring kind of your favorite dish and favorite style of food into your work as well?
Yeah, well, this a little bit difficult actually, the favorite food because I just cook. I like cooking different things all the time. Um, but I seem to veer towards like curries and spices and all that, where it seems to be the popular um food that people like. So when it comes to curries, I cook, and because it's everywhere, it's so palatable, pleasing the palate. So whether in schools or in BNI, so I just prepare that, whether bearing in mind I need to make them mild. No, calm down the chilies, because because especially with the children, you can't really put too much chilies. But yeah, definitely curries, whether you Southeast Asian or Indian style curries, and then you can say maybe South American style, if you because they do use cumin and all those spices as well, and Turkish food. Yeah, that kind of food. I quite like combining all the spices and putting it in a dish. Yeah, that's my favorite. Being able to marry all these spices together and come up with something that's okay that people would like to eat. Yeah.
So that kind of leads me on to the next question though, but so I've had a little look at your social media platforms, and
Yeah.
from that I can see that you do, well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think you make quite a lot of homemade Asian and Japanese style foods.
I
So
do indeed. Yeah.
what do you enjoy cooking about those then? What appeals to you?
See, from a very young age, I've always loved eating dim sum and all these other and also from heritage, because I have family who's Japanese and Chinese, loads of Chinese friends, and from where I'm from, the Philippines, is a very multicultural, mainly from heritage. Our history. Um, if you look at history, we've got all the Chinese influence, the Indo-Malay and Spanish, very, very big influence. So I've always been exposed to these things. Having said this, also I quite like from very young age, after eating something, I quite like to make them, try to make them and see if I can make them because you know I like to eat them. So if I don't make them, I have to go out and buy it. so so therefore, if I can make them, at least it's easier. And
Yeah.
also it's just quite nice if even if it's a long process. So for instance, like the dumplings, quite a long process, but it's quite nice to actually like make them, take a long time in making them, and then they look nice. And after you've made like so many tens, 20s, 100, they look nice. Once they're cooked. You give them to your people who you're feeding, my children mostly, and they can just eat it like crisps. Yeah, and they love it. Do you know what I mean? It's just so nice that
Yeah.
after you've made it, it's all the effort you've made, hours you've spent making them, and they love it. So I just enjoy the process of making it, even no matter how intricate it is. And I have time anyway, at home cooking. I like making the effort to make something like that. That's more than just one or two procedures, not just like putting in a pan and it's cooked. Yeah, it's just me. I like making things complicated for me.
No, it's not really the same, but I mean it's very different. But over lockdown, I'm not much of a cook. I mean I can cook, but I'm not
Yeah.
that great. So
Yeah.
me and my boyfriend, we thought it'd be a really good idea to make pasta.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
And it was amazing to, like, once it was finished and once, you know, it was cooked, like, it was amazing to, you know, be able to eat our own homemade pasta. But
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah. No.
very long process for something that I could buy for 50p.
No, but it's just like the I don't know. After that, it's just the faces, of the people you're like entertaining. For instance, when they see it's like, it's just like gasp. I don't know. I'm a bit strange like that.
No, I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Guess this is anyway. You must
I will.
come in and we'll cook something.
I'll just,
You can make the gyozas.
or I'll just eat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Okay. Yeah.
so leading on from kind of homemade cooked meals, what would, if you could have dinner with any three people in the world, who would it be,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what meal would you cook for them?
That's a funny one. Because me, obviously, immediately I would think I'd have my kids, my family. But from a culinary point of view,
Yeah,
I would so love for someone like, for instance, Anthony Bourdain. I know the late Anthony Bourdain, because he's so bold, he's so adventurous. So he'd introduce me to something new,
yeah,
anywhere in the world. Monica Galetti. I love Monica Galetti. I've been following her through lockdown.
yeah,
I just like, no matter how steely her her personality is on MasterChef, and I know she is quite a fierce head chef
yeah,
or owner, but she is a family person. She's got dogs, kids, yeah,
yeah,
daughter. She's, it's just that kind of personality, and I like that. That they have a separate life. But obviously, I have to include a family member, which is my mother, because my mother is so, she likes food very, very particular. She's very fussy. Okay, I hope she doesn't watch this, but you know, but it'd be nice for her to actually be introduced to new things.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe not so wild as like what Anthony Bourdain would show us, before. But it'd be nice for her to actually blindfolded, just like be given something by Anthony Bourdain and Monica Galetti. Something that
yeah,
we'll all enjoy together. Just talk about it. Yeah, that kind of thing.
yeah. Well, if I could have dinner with any three people, I'd definitely have my mum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess isn't it introduction?
yeah,
And yeah, to something different. And all these fabulous chefs. Institutions. Like legends.
yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be nice. Yeah, I would like that. But yeah,
Maybe one day.
one day, not with Anthony Bourdain.
Oh no, yeah, but
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and finally, what would you say is your favourite memory of Thomas Franks?
Oh, memory. This is, I can't say to you. When I was probably up to 2 years, maybe into Thomas Frank, I was in the racing team. I was chosen chef manager of the year at a company conference. I was totally taken aback. It's like, what?
Oh
Why? You know,
gosh.
that to me was like such a big moment because to be chosen chef manager, it was through votes. So it was either, sorry, all about your clients and your team members, just a company thing, your colleagues. So I thought, oh, I want, I probably cried. I'm very
No,
emotional. I can
I,
get very emotional. It's just, it's just appreciation, you know, recognition, appreciation for your efforts, which is quite nice. I found that really heartwarming, and I thought I'll never forget this day. Um, I haven't got my trophy, but I can't. Yeah, it's there somewhere. But I, for me, that's the most memorable day for me because it's like because I care a lot and because I've been fortunate to enough to get all these like fabulous clients, people who appreciate and just love what we do as a company, and to be recognized for that. For me, that was like really good. I mean, I felt really good about it, about myself, about the company, about everything.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe I won't do it again. I mean, I won't be elected again. See.
You never know. Thank you so much for talking
Oh,
with me.
thank you. Thank you so much.